Maybe with many years of listening and studying, I could learn the languages of black bear, deer, salal, salmonberry, cedar, and yew. These are just a few of the inhabitants of the Coast Salish watershed, where my drinking water comes from. The chunk of land that the Chinese used to call Saltwater City, in contrast to New Westminster, which was Freshwater City, is marked by the Fraser to the south, the Burrard Inlet, Georgia Strait, and Pacific Ocean to the west, 3 watersheds to the north, Capilano, Seymour, and Coquitlam, as well as streams that used to be full of salmon. The story underneath, as told by salmon whose homes have been destroyed and polluted by colonizing and dam-building humans, would reveal how the age-old wealth of the world that feeds both us and the salmon has been systematically destroyed in the past century. Beyond the compelling aesthetic, spiritual, and ecological reasons to regenerate Vancouver's 50-plus paved-over lost salmon streams is a self-interested one. Water cools its surroundings. In a time of global warming, water is an ally against the heat caused by sunshine baking impermeable concrete. In Seoul, Korea, the return of Cheonggyecheon, which is a stream in their downtown core, is said to have cooled its nearby surroundings by 3 or 4 degrees on average. Though we are blessed with abundant salt water near Vancouver, it may be the return of fresh water streaming through what used to be pavement that helps us to weather climate change. The Musqueam Ecosystem Conservation Society looks after the one original wild stream that still gets the rare salmon returning to it somehow. They try to replenish the stream habitat. On the last Saturday of each month in June to October last year, volunteers gathered to try to make the stream more welcoming for the salmon. The Still Creek Daylighting Project, the Spanish Banks Creek Daylighting, and the Salmon Hatchery in Stanley Park are a few of the signs that a growing number of people understand the importance of the streams as being valuable beyond economic measurements, as inherent to the integrity of the land, to which we can contribute rather than ignore or deny. Doreen Jensen, who passed away last year, writes of the word laksoksinks. Laksoksinks is a very important word in the Gitskan language. It means honoring and respecting others, place, and space. In this city, at this site, and at this time in history, it is a word we might learn from. The place and space in which Vancouver stands, physically and metaphorically, is a contested one. Here, where a city has been incompletely exchanged for the forest, and newcomers have incompletely replaced the Aboriginal inhabitants, laksoksinks may be a key to the creative process in our future. We keep taking and taking and taking from our watershed. What do we give back in return? What might be worthy gifts to give Sister Water? Knowing that Metro Vancouver releases its treated wastewater into the Fraser, in contrast to Victoria, which dumps its raw sewage into the ocean, shamefully, I'm glad that my drinking water comes from the forests, not from the long, winding Fraser, which receives waste from Prince George and its pulp mills. But what of my fellow creatures in the Fraser? And then, it's okay, just hold it to the end. This one's a bit longer, and sorry, it's a bit prosy. I'm still working it through. This is called A City Girl Learns to Camp. I am a city